Hello, friends and strangers, and welcome back to Hell is Us, still in the Oregon Museum. We finished up pretty much everything last time, and the only thing we have to do now is finally return all the keystones to where they are supposed to be. So, let's head there, shall we?
I wouldn't say I like interruptions. I never understood why people need breaks. I was surprised to find out that your mother worked for us. She had quite a reputation. My employers came across her by chance. People with nothing to lose are the best candidates for covert operations. What caught their eye was that this prisoner seemed to know a great deal about Hadia. Things that aren't common knowledge. Faux guards, limbic weapons, the Order of the Eye. And the Vigil.
What's your fucking point?
We didn't know about the Vigil's existence until your mother was recruited. She gave us an extensive list of names. In exchange, we trained her and assigned her some men. And one by one, the Vigil began to disappear. Have car accidents. Die of heart attacks. Very efficient. But then, she started to show signs of slowing down. Especially when it came time to take care of Vitalis.
Careful.
So my employers presented your mother with falsified phone records. It implicated Vitalis as the one who called the police the night she attempted to smuggle you out.
You fucking scumbags!
I told you I know how to bring out the worst in people. Oh, if you weren't bound to that chair, you'd lunge across the table and choke the life out of me.
It would be much worse than that.
Revenge is a much more potent manipulator. Control is knowing which buttons to press. Pretending not to care about anything is the illusion of control. Look at you, just like her. Compromised by your emotions. Fun's over. Let's continue.
Well, that was something. So, there was never any real reason for Vitalis and Arabeth to have a little fight. It was all orchestrated. That is... I mean, why am I surprised at this point? But still, that's kind of... It is a bit ridiculous that she would go this far for it afterwards, because, like, she already hunted down the Vigil. And then suddenly, for one thing, she also hunted Vitalis. Like, she was already willing to pretty much destroy everything that Vitalis wanted and stood for beforehand, so it's a bit... I don't know. I just feel like that's just an unnecessary extra. Like, if she really cared about him, then she probably wouldn't have gone through with the whole thing in the first place. Or maybe she hoped he would join her. Maybe that is it. Okay, we're supposed to look for a waterfall. I don't know if there's one outside, but there's definitely some in here for one last limbic chests. Wait, is there literally just maybe one down here or something? That would be hilarious. I mean, I'm not sure if this counts as a waterfall. It is water, and it is falling. No. But yeah. We're pretty much at the end now. There isn't really much that could still happen. But yeah, there's so much water here, like... It's probably just in here somewhere. I'm gonna have a look around later. Or maybe it is behind the door anyway. But I'm just too much interested in the door itself. As to actually, like, try to now get, like, the last... Just in case. If everything goes wrong. Let's save here. Maybe it is... I mean, there's water falling everywhere, so it's really kind of a bit weird to just be like, well, there is one thing here at waterfall. I'm like, what does that mean? That's like every single piece of this whole place. And I honestly don't remember if we found it. If we did, we'll find it again. Again, maybe looking around later, but for now, I want to actually know what happens when we really, like, get into this and open the door. Like, I said it before, but like the later enemies really seem to do much more damage. And this feels again really, really loud. God, but sound effects are so freaking... But it is just so much louder than other things. It's... I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. But yeah, but like the enemies of different tiers, they really do. Like, very, very, very different amounts of damage. We have 7 prisms. We did all the time loops, so like, something big must happen once we do this. Because like, what else do we have all these prisms for? A trophy for completing Act 2. And the door opens. Beyond lies the means to safeguard the future. Seek out the previous calamities, for only those who truly understand the past may enter. Oh, what does it mean? Why do we have to understand the past? Did you just fall from the sky? Okay, now the sounds are somewhat quiet. But also not really. And the music definitely isn't. Well, sometimes the sound is also just like... Are we supposed to like actually fight endless waves of them? Or are we just supposed to... Okay, we can't pull that, so we're fighting. And then we take care of everything else. You can dodge. That's great. I mean, they did that before. But I never necessarily saw them do it, like, this intentional. Or rather, I never paid attention to that. They just spawn in the middle of the... What? Okay, that is a lot of you. Why is there so many of you? Okay, that has sound. But that is what I mean. That was so much louder. Like... How are you supposed to understand? I hate it. I hate it so much. Because it's like, this is so ridiculous to dial it down this much. But then again, it's like... Otherwise, it's so loud that it's like, you kind of have to. The voices also were a bit loud. Maybe I should dial those down a bit. It will work out, I guess, in some way, shape, or form. Huh. I gotta be honest. I expected something much more interesting looking. Not just some... I mean, I guess the same similar halls that we went through, sure, but I expected some kind of potential decorations, specific things. And now we're going in a cave. Water on the floor. What a rush, as shadow and silence weave the twilight's veil. What a rush, I seek thee, and in thy embrace I shall fade into your arms. What dread stirs in my breast, yet still thou art sovereign above all. Sign this in your head, sing it again and again, till you reach the light.
According to my calculations, you're headed towards Mount Obek. Oh, imagine the time it took the Fall Guard to dig through all this rock. The dedication... Wait. Remy? Remy? Remy?
Tanya, sound off. Tanya.
Well... Is that because we're down here? Or is that because the Omsiv people are actually getting to her? I mean, now we're in it. So now only time will tell what's going on, but like, Jesus Christ, this is a long-ass tunnel.
Remy? Remy? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I was afraid of this. The drone's communication array can't penetrate through all that rock. I told you we should have upgraded the drone.
Tanya, you're breaking up again.
Remy? 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 Shit. I'll try boosting this again.
Oh, come on. Why do I feel like I'm in a really bad long-distance phone call commercial?
What kind of... I mean, sure. They probably didn't dig out all of this, so they found a natural cave. But well... We're actually going towards Mount Obek. Which is... I mean, the obvious thing.
I'm here.
I've boosted the array to its limits. This is probably the last time we talk. I think you're almost there, wherever there is. Don't take my word for it, though. The drone's readings are erratic. Take care, Remy. Stop the calamity. Good luck.
Tanya. Well, Cappy, finally, alone at last.
Save for our battles against limbic entities, no trial is set upon our shoulders by Zephyrus has weighted heavier than this one. Yet we press on, broken but steadfast. We are near now, my brother generals. This we do for our brotherhood, for the venerable fathers of the Order of the Eye of God, and for Zephyrus himself. But above all, we do this for our beloved Hadians, whose fate rests in our hands. Well... Okay, this looks like an actual... Mine shaft. The wall. Oh. Remember we heard something? Palom dug through some weird walls. And I said like it sounds like they're made out of limbic material. Well, I think I found the wall. This is the one. And it seems to be going around something. It's not just a straight wall. Orb, cobalt. A smooth orb, cool to the touch and emitting a faint cobalt glow. I feel a great sorrow when holding it, found in the Eye of God antechamber. Orb, gold. Same thing. I feel a great bliss when holding it. Well, I guess it's... Feel a great fear. Orb, emerald. It's based on the limbic spheres. Feel a great anger when holding it. Okay. We have 4 orbs. And they all symbolize limbic spheres. Another... What is going on with all of these? Why do we have so many prisms? What are we supposed to do with all of them? I mean, I guess it will happen in the future, it will make sense, but like, what the hell? Scroll, failsafe. An ancient scroll that speaks cryptically of the failsafe plan, found in the Eye of God antechamber. Revered founders of the Order watch over the Eye. Unmatched is their knowledge of the limbic spheres. Hos the Reckless, keeper of the sphere of vigilance. Gabran the Brave, keeper of the sphere of terror. Tekaz the Unimpressed, keeper of the sphere of admiration. Drak the Humorless, keeper of the sphere of ecstasy. Zargab the Compassionate, keeper of the sphere of loathing. Jish the Temperate, keeper of the sphere of rage. Belgran the Serene, keeper of the sphere of grief. Faram the Weary, keeper of the sphere of amazement. Once the orbs return to their keepers, the failsafe shall be revealed. The means of initiation then rests solely on the shoulders of a full guard. Oh god, I was going to say, like, I don't have to return to the Watcher's Nest or something now, do I? No, okay, we have... That is not rock. For the love of our country, Sephiroth be with you. Okay, those are the limbic walls, but this is modern equipment and it's Omsif. They're already in here. Oh, the wall doesn't go all the way up, but then we have other walls made out of the same material on top of that. And those go up pretty high, but like, what the hell? Omsif already is here. How did they get in without the keystones? What? That makes no sense. We can go in here for reasons. I don't really know what those reasons are, but we can. I am so confused. Well, that is a time loop in front of what probably is the Eye of God. That is definitely a visual. But like, where did all of this come from? How did you go in here? This makes no sense. Wait, is that a big one? Okay. Well then. Also, you put all of these plates over the limbic material. Is it bad for humans to like walk on them? Does it do something? I mean, we don't really have any info about limbic material in that sense. We just know that these things are made out of it. Okay, I kinda wanna go away from you for a moment. If you would allow me to do so. Yeah, I don't know. The sounds are still just loud and like... I don't know. I kind of think I had a good balance. I finally had it, and then the patch came along, and now I'm like... Everything is so low. This is just... It's not fun. But now I'm just also like, I was so close to the end. I kinda just want to get it over with now. Not like the game is bad. I have enjoyed my time, absolutely. But I just don't want to have to like fiddle around with the sound like that much now. Oh my god, what was that? Why did that do this much damage? Goodness gracious. No! I need to get rid of you! You need to go! And you can summon it again already. Yeah, now you also did this much damage, but now you hit me twice, so it feels much more like I deserve to take that much damage. Okay, that's ecstasy. So we can potentially put the gold orb in here. Wait, is it? That is terror. That is definitely not one of the things. We have rage, grief over there. Ecstasy is that one, not this one. I messed that up. Remove. Okay, not this one. It's the last one over there. And this is not accessible right now. Okay, sure. But we can just take a quick detour. Ah. Okay, maybe that's why we could go in that one thing. To learn that these are actually potentially full of stuff. Not because that first one was full of stuff. But just so that we know that they can be, and potentially there is even more. There's potentially half an army of people in there. Wait. Terror. Good. So, green is this. Okay. Oh, we can actually even go through here. Why is there a big one? Actually, no, that is not the question. The question is not why is there a big one. The question is, why is that the first big one? Why has it taken the game till the entire freaking end to finally give us a new variety of enemy? Like, we could say that all of the different limbic entities with the advancement of the Holowalkers getting new abilities, and also the like hazes getting bigger and stronger with the different tiers, that all kind of is different enemies, but they feel very similar. This is the first time I'm actually looking at this and I'm like, well, this is different. And it still is just like a big version of the small one. Like a big version of the basic one, goddammit. Like a big version of the small one. Yes, that is what a big version is. God, that was perfect, absolutely perfect. Well, I guess we're gonna jump in and see how bad this is. Oh, you have a... Wait. You haven't summoned the thing yet. Now you have. Bonk. Can we distract you? I'm not hitting you. Okay. Okay, you don't take that much damage. Hey! That's not how the rules work. You have to get your entire energy back to summon again. That's not how that goes. You're doing things you're not supposed to. Also, why are we not doing that much damage? That's like less damage than we have ever done before. You have no energy right now. Like nutter. And you still summon. You do not obey the rules. You're evil. And for the first time I have actually parried this attack. We cannot do a critical. And you're just standing like this? I mean, that means we can take a good look at you at closer up and expect a hole. There just seems to be a bottomless hole. Well, definitely something. The people here are, of course, they're dead, but like, how did you even get here in the first place? How did you get all this in here? How the... What the hell has happened for this to be here?
Personal log, July 15, 1991. It's been...
That is not... We have to like... I think it's either this or this, and we have to turn that up. Maybe it is sound effects. Now that thing walking is super loud. We can get over here. And then we can listen to it.
Personal log, July 15, 1991. It's been 2 weeks since I began working in the Sphere's antechamber. This morning, I recognized something odd about myself. It took this long to even notice the difference. It's quite awkward to describe. I feel nothing. No emotion whatsoever. No excitement, no anxiety, no disappointment, no pride or frustration, no sexual arousal. I suspect this is happening to all of us. How is this possible? Are we being drugged by the Council? The obvious answer is the Sphere. But how? What mechanism drives this emotional vacuum? Imperceptible fluctuations in atmospheric pressure? Infra or ultrasonic tones? Nothing shows up on the instruments. The Sphere remains absolutely inert and completely inscrutable.
Interesting. Let the music return. Let's turn this down again. I'm still not sure which of these actually influences the audio logs. But oh well. But we've heard about the emotional thing before somewhere. Oh, this way we can just look at where we have to go. There's another big one. And the fourth one. So it's, yeah, it's 4 in total. To enter the time loop. But we need to go into every corner of this anyway. If we want to get the orbs where they're supposed to be, so... We have to go through this at all. We probably have to... Yeah, this one is Grieve. We have to fight one of every, like... Why are you missing health? Also, okay. You do the Grief thing, the big stompy AoE stuff. Wait, you healed. What the... I am so confused. Like confused. Okay, now again you can't be hit. that we can hit you. Okay, you just have an arena-wide AoE. Which really don't do damage. Like, not nearly as much as we do normally. What's that about? This is really weird and awkward. Okay, it also is incredibly dangerous. Maybe we should try something else? I don't know how much this is gonna help, but we can potentially stun it easier. I retract that statement. Like, seriously. It's kinda just incredible. Okay, that didn't do that much damage this time. Okay, I can't move. Oh, that is working. Excuse me. What just happened?
Okay. Start over.
Okay, I actually think the voices are too loud now. Ah, this is great. This is wonderful. This is perfect. Okay, what just happened? We did indeed get hit, but I used the medkit. It did heal me, and I just instantly died. Does the health not register until like a certain moment after or something? Like, that is just weird. Okay, you are difficult. I kinda just really don't wanna have to like deal with. You healed. You heal from that weird zone, it seems like. Okay. I'm gonna just be so super careful, even though that has so far not really proved to be efficient. But I just kind of want to. Because of that, honestly, yes. Because stuff like that, it just... Excuse me, how much damage did that just do? Oh boy! Well, I might even cut all the attempts from this. Like, what the hell is this thing? I guess like the first actual difficult fight. Like every other fight that was difficult was somewhat just by... solved by using brute force. I can't parry this for the life of me. Okay. No, we not want you. We want the other thing, and then we hit you anyway. Okay. Better. Much better. So much better. I want to be behind you. That's like a good spot to be, it seems like. Oh, damage. Okay, we're getting somewhere. With the brute force approach, of course. Like, it's not like we're actually learning the fight or anything. We're just brute forcing it better. Oh my god, the damage that did. Yeah, I'm not gonna go next to you. I don't trust you. I don't think this is gonna be good. Like, that is so much AoE. I don't want to be in there at all. Like, anywhere in there. Okay, kind of worked. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. Well, we're getting somewhere. What? Oh, that is what's happening. It's like an entire area around. Oh, no!
I need to adjust the dosage. Start over.
I finally understand what that attack is, but like, oh my god. I don't like you. Again, you just heal? Kind of when I hit you? What is this? Goodness. Not you. You. Gold orb for ecstasy. Oh, I have a feeling I'm not gonna like the other thingies. What are these statues also? Is this like partially growing out of the walls? Like people with sword and shield. But they think that they are definitely made out of stone. So were they made by the Full Guard? Nothing. Okay. Okay, onwards to the next thing. Hopefully it's gonna be a little bit less weird and wacky and explosive. I have the feeling the answer to that will be no. No, it will not. Ow. And you already summoned again. That's fine if I can lock onto the other thing. The lock-on really is sometimes not really, like, it's not your friend at all. Yeah, does not open from this side, we have to go around. Also interesting that there is a door, like why would we want to come back? Isn't that like the end of the game, potentially? I mean, I guess we have to get captured, so I guess we are trying to get out. In some way, shape or form. and it just doesn't really work? I don't know. This probably also doesn't open. Yes, of course it doesn't. And we find all of these little consumables. But like, honestly, for the most part, they don't do that much. Huh. I expected to find some recording. Okay, one. Kind of hoped for more.
2359, December 31st.
Okay, what sound is that? Is it voice? Because it's not music. Is it ambience? Is it sound effects?
December 31st, 1992. The sphere is beginning to stir. Seismic detectors showing faint activity. Palpable charge in the air, 0.5 ppm ozone concentration, olfactory confirmation. Radiation levels nominal. Slight increase in gravitic profile. Spectral analysis initiated. Calibrating sensors. Stand by. Electromagnetic shielding activity. What are they doing? The scholars. Why are they gathering on the platform? This is a problem. Engage containment procedure. All hands, evacuate immediately.
That was on December 31st, and we heard about the limbic entities. The calamity comes back like on the 1st of January, so that was like literally on the change, on like midnight, I guess, from one day to the other. Also, that dude literally sounds like completely without any emotion. Like, there was no fear or anything. He's just like, oh yeah, immediate evacuation, and like nothing, which is exactly what we heard about from the other person. That like, they're somehow the people in here that just don't have emotion anymore. Like, literally, like the sphere is sucking it up. Potentially making it into limbic entities. We still don't really know, like, what exactly are these. Like, we know they're made out of limbic matter, but what exactly is that? Like, what exactly are they really made of? And how exactly do they come to be? They come from the time loops, and they are manifested through emotions, but still, the exact C's are not really there, and I don't think they're gonna be there at all. I don't think they're really going to go into that much. Because they don't have to, right? These things are much more interesting and much more creepy if we just don't know what they are. If we just sit there and be like, yep, weird, wacky things that we can't really explain. Ever not been in a place exactly like this before? I mean, seemingly I haven't. Because you guys are still here. Can we get to the next big one from here? No. No, we cannot. Yes, we can. I should have just looked around the corner a bit more. Okay, that's the ecstasy one. How do we get up there through that container? Well then. You know, actually, for the first time in this entire playthrough, I'm gonna be super glad that I thought about this. And we're gonna actually use these things. Just Because why not? When will I ever use them? Well, you, I guess, just do neutral damage and you don't count. Which is a slight issue, actually, now that I think about it. Because, yeah, exactly that issue. You are one of the problems that I have with this entire... with these entire fights. Like, it's not just the limbic entities, it's like the big one as well. Well... the big one is part of it, I mean the Hollow Walker. The big one is part of the problem. That's what I wanted to say. Do you even get stunned if we reduce your energy to... No. God dang it, I just want this to be gone. And then we can do some damage and then just summoning the next one. Yeah. You do not play by the rules, you big thing! Oh my god. Okay, it doesn't help when it's the freaking AoE from the big thing. Again, that is neutral. That is not one of the limbic spheres. That's just... like general. It doesn't help. But also, it is incredibly... maybe that's a me problem, but I find it incredibly just like... nigh impossible to see. When these things on the ground appear. Maybe it is because we're looking up at the thing. Maybe that's part of the problem. If we just were, like, not looking up at it, maybe we could, so maybe I should not lock on. But, like, seriously. Maybe we can at least stun it somewhat. God dang it. Like, focusing on one of these is fine. Focusing on two is kind of a problem. Okay. Now we're gonna stun. So we can take care of this thing all by itself. Okay, that's that. Now you. And that is that. It's still so goddamn loud. Like, I don't know what to do. I give up. No, like, I seriously, I just give up. Trying to somehow fiddle around with it is not working. That's not the one. This is rage. It's interesting that we don't find the right ones in front of them. Like, this was the ecstasy haze in front of the rage. And what is this one again? We can just look it up. We have a cool parchment. Don't forget the parchment. We can literally look it up what it is. That symbol is admiration. Huh. No? No, my theory brain can't really make a big interesting connection to why we find the rage one. Why we find ecstasy in front of this. Not really. No. No real idea. You're gonna get up. Yeah. Okay, not all of them apparently. One of them is still lying on the ground. But most of you. Well... Okay, we're all at the time loop. It is a giant freaking sphere that's like rippling apart to reveal that thing. Or rather, symbol. Hello, are you somehow connected to the time loop? Can we do damage to you? I don't know what to do. These feel so far too loud. That's, I wanna kinda, before we do the final big one... Because, I mean, we have nothing to lose, right? I just kinda wanna go towards... this. We can't. This is the end. We can't go further. We can't actually go to it. We're just being stuck in front of this. But yeah, how did this happen? Like, how did this thing form like this? What is this? We can open this. That's helpful. I climbed all the other towers, so let's climb this one as well. Just for the purpose of looking around. Because maybe we find something interesting from here. They have a giant freaking door. That is how they got in. Like, there seems to be a hole in the side. Again, someone dug their way in with a pickaxe, palom. So, like, I guess that is where that hole is. Well, we entered through a little hole there. Which I guess was made by the Fool Guard as a connection between the forge and this place. Still, how the frick did they get all of this stuff in here? Okay. So the final thing we have to fight is the one that I kind of look forward the least. Gotta be honest. I don't want to have the turrets with the artillery firepower go at me while the big thing is there. Can we get a third? No. I don't know. Can you do enough damage that you can kill this thing before it does? Before it summons the other things? Or is it like hard-coded? Because again, it just kind of ignores every other like principle of how the game normally works. So I'm kind of guessing it just is hard-coded to always summon all the hazes, no matter what. Like, I would actually question if this thing is killable before you kill the 3 hazes. Okay, that's a good start. You, timeout. And you, no. Can we? I have never seen you do that before. Can you kindly stop? No, like, seriously. Stop it. Oh my god, I panicked.
Obviously, you didn't die. Concentrate and start over.
Contrary to what you believe, no, we did. These things are a pain in the ass.
Of course it doesn't work. Why would it? That would be nice and helpful.
Well, time loop is open. We now have to just insert the last thingy. Okay, they're all glowing. What does that mean? I mean, it probably means we did it, but like, what exactly is going on? With the way the sound is working, I have no idea how good this will go, so, I'm gonna be quiet, so that I can easily adjust this later.
Now!
That was somewhat loud again. This is just a group of normal people. Why would you do something like that to one another? Why would they come here together and take each other's life? What? Who are you? Well then, let's see what this is.
Don't fucking move!
This wasn't just about weapons. Think of all the good that could have come from this. Imagine the advancements in medicine or the scientific breakthroughs we could have unlocked.
Ask anyone in Hadia if they give a shit about your scientific breakthroughs.
Take the moral high ground. Let's see where that gets you. Leave us. Usually, this is my favorite part. But I don't know. You're different. Almost forgot. Did he lie about anything?
Yes,
Oh, really? What did he lie about?
I'm still alive. Look at you. Compromised by your emotions. Can you walk?
I'm not sure. How did you...
I'll tell you on the way. Come on. Tanya's waiting.
Where are we going?
Home. We're going home.
Well, that was something. It's a bit... Oh, I say something more once this is over.
Identification confirmed. I have got located.
Well, it's not over, potentially. Your journey through Hadia leaves echoes across time. Reload your save game to continue unraveling mysteries, completing good deeds, closing time loops, and unlocking the vaults of forbidden knowledge. The story might not yet be finished. Well, that took 42 hours. And this is where we are. Well, I don't want to do the ending again. I want to go to the APC, because the game lets me. And as I said, we want to read some stuff. But yeah, as I said, like, atmosphere great. The music is great. Even though the sound mixing is kind of not great. I have not found the waterfall, I just realized. I mean, it's just one limbic chance. I probably will just do it, but it's not that important at this moment. Overall, I think this game is, again, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's just really... it's lacking in the actual, like, things you do in the game. Reading stuff, for people like me who like that, that's completely fine. Having the story and putting it together yourself, that's completely fine. Having things to explore, having environmental storytelling to look around and think about, that's all cool. But when it comes to the combat, it's just... I hate to say it, but it's very simplistic, very generic, and for a game this long, with especially this many enemies, that just doesn't cut it. Like, the enemies are, what are they, like 5 different types of Hollow Walkers? I'm just gonna be honest, most of them feel the same, except for the ranged ones. And then we have 4 spheres of hazes, so to speak, and them all in 3 different tiers. But even the hazes, most of them don't feel that different. Some feel specific, some have their little things that they do. Especially the grief hazes with the big AoEs. That definitely felt different. But like, I couldn't tell you any difference between like the ecstasy and the rage hazes, really. In terms of like how they feel, how their attacks work. And that is really one of the things, if you have so little enemies, so little variety, and you just mix and match them again, but they all feel very similar, that doesn't really work that well. It also just doesn't really help that then, like, the big interesting encounters like the boss fights are just basic enemies. It's like, Again, I think there was an opportunity for some of those fights to do something interesting. I said something about like the terror fight, where it was like maybe the thing is like sneaking up behind us, trying to actually like get us from behind. That could have been interesting, but no, it just waits for you. You just have to find it. And in my first attempt, I mean, it was only one attempt, but like at the start, I was like, "Is there even anything here? Did the game bug? Do I have to restart?" That feeling alone should already tell you like this is not the way to go about it. That is not what you want to think in a moment like that. If I go in a little like different dimension space full of all of these pillars locked in with something, then I want that to also like really vibe with the whole thing. It needs to like land. This is a big moment, an interesting moment, and it's the initial confusion and the initial like, oh, something is happening, just got replaced nigh immediately with how is nothing actually happening? Like, does this not work? And again, I feel like some of those fights needed to be tailored a bit more to like have more interesting mechanics in them. Also, again, those big enemies at the end, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like show all the fights, but like, I'm just gonna be honest, they're not fun. So that's sort of like the big thing that I have with this game. On one hand, I want to be like, this game was cool. This was an interesting journey. But on the other, I'm like, half of the game kind of is combat, and that is like its weakest thing. And I'm like, I didn't really vibe with that. I expected something more when I played the demo, and I got my exploration, I got my figuring things out, I got cool vibes, atmosphere, and music. That is all absolutely amazing, but the core of the actual like gameplay is not the greatest. Okay, I've said my piece. I don't think I have much more to add. I'm just gonna read the things I want to read. And I did do pretty much just that, except I didn't have every single of the researchable items, and therefore not every of Tanya's articles fully unlocked, which meant I had to go look for the rest of them. But even after collecting them and reading through them, I did it incredibly hasty. And I stumbled over my words a lot, which has happened here and there in the playthrough overall, but not in this capacity, and I don't think it makes for a good experience to both listen or view, because it's just giant walls of text and I'm really just reading, not saying much. But also, it was part of me kind of wanting to be done with the game. I have to be honest here, I was a bit. I mean, I just said it, that certain parts of the game I expected more. And I really feel like that. This game has some ideas that are good. It has some pretty decent ideas, even here and there. They're just not executed well. I also, from the start of the game, really didn't fully vibe with the story. Yes, it's a okay story in general, and the topics are pretty heavy, but these are topics that from time to time have to be talked about. They are things that happened in history and to a certain extent still are in some way, shape, or form still happening today. But I am not the person to talk about these things. I am also not in the bestest mental condition for super heavy stuff. I gotta be honest, just a little time ago, my grandma passed, and I already started this year in a pretty bad mental state. And this was it was really not the best game to kind of go in with this, but I really wanted for years now to finally actually just make videos. I play video games all the time. It is my great like passion in my free time, and it's just something that I enjoy. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy sometimes even you could say like sometimes teaching other people, and I really just wanted to share that. And at the start of the year, I was like, finally, I have to do this just for myself, to actually finally do something for myself, to do something good for me, because it is like the only thing I ever really wanted. And then again, things kind of spiraled into not so great things, and I pushed myself to now just go ahead with the first thing that comes to mind. And Hell is Us was just the first game that came out exactly at the time where I was like, now you have to finally actually do this. And I didn't get to record as much as I want at first, which also kind of wasn't really the greatest, because it then meant that I uploaded part 1 and 2 before I ever recorded part 3, and part 3 was the village of Jova and being pretty much just knocked into the brick wall of, oh, this is heavy, heavy stuff. I expected some of it, sure, but not to this extent. And over the course of the playthrough, it was really clear that this is not a topic that I'm, number one, super comfortable with, number two, have much to really say about it, and also number three, that I really wanted to engage at that time. I wanted to probably, hopefully, have it more go in a much more hopeful way, right? We can do better, not just showcasing all the atrocities humans can commit, but thinking about the fact that we can actually overcome this and together we can move forward into a brighter future. But that is not what this game is trying to show. And as I said it before, there is no happiness here. That pretty much sums it up. But for me, that really was something that was kind of annoying, because again, it was something that, based on my own mental state, I didn't really want to engage with fully. But on the other hand, I put off this idea of me making some kind of videos for so long now that I kind of just pushed myself. I need to do this now. This is not just about like, oh, maybe some youthful dream you had as a child that you wanted to fulfill, but it really was something where I was like, no, I've wanted to do this for years now, for like so goddamn long, and it really was the thing of like trying to just take the step forward after all the bad things that just happened. And well, then I again was hit with how heavy this game actually hits, and it's like I didn't want to stop, because that would be the worst thing for me personally, because I just actually convinced myself to finally take the step. To now just completely stop, that would not be great. But that definitely overall dimmed the quality of this entire playthrough, and I kind of feel like I have to apologize for that, even though, I mean, there isn't really an audience that I have or anything, so like, it's not like there isn't many people that actually like expect anything of me here, but still it felt like I kind of disappointed. Maybe also because I just feel like I disappointed myself. But that is a big part of the reason why I kind of just wanted this to be over, and this final part, I'm not going to show the reading because it wasn't great. But I also learned something over this playthrough, and that is something that I think is what I will take from this as a learning experience. I have already been working on something else for some time, well, sometime like a few days now, and it has been something that I really realized I had a lot of fun with it, and I wanted to make videos about that. And there are already some other games that are coming out sometime in the future that I already was planning on maybe to play them, to cover them. And one thing I learned over this entire playthrough is just maybe a full long Let's Play is just not the right format. Not just for, in general, how people like to watch their stuff nowadays, but also for myself, and also for me wanting to potentially cover a lot of variety of things. Having full long Let's Plays for stuff like this might just not be the greatest thing, and instead making them more like review type videos or something would just be better. I'm gonna experiment with that in the future. But another thing that came from this was me realizing this was the first step. this was me stumbling and falling. But also, again, I already have like recorded other things, and I really realized how much I wanted to do this. And it is really a ridiculous thing to say, but like for like I don't know 12 years or so, this is the first time I really felt like I'm not just trying to get up because I should or because I have to, but I wanted to. For the first time, I really wanted to be like, okay, yeah, the first step didn't work out, but get back up and take the next one. Not just because you like should do for your own sanity, but also because I really just wanted to. And I think this is the more hopeful lookout that I want to leave this off with. That this wasn't the best start, but the start is not the thing, right? The start is not what needs to be perfect. The important part is that you do start. The important part is that you don't give up and that you continue to move forward. And that is definitely what I intend to do. Well, that is all I have to say for this now. Still, I hope you have a nice day. And until next time, whatever of my projects is the next things I actually upload. See you then.